Welcome to GameBreakers. My name is Thomas. I am here with Allison, Diamond, and David, and we are playing Dungeons & Dragons. 5th edition, this is A Bard's Tale. When last we left our intrepid heroes, anybody want to recap last session? Anybody want to take us step-by-step through the mind-numbing insanity of the Feywild?
Struana, what did you do?
I had all the feels. That's what I did. I had all the feels. Goodness, did we start last session? We woke up in the pocket fort.
You set it up at the beginning of last session, and that was the beginning. Was you got your long rest?
Okay. We got out of the way of a rugby-ish game by a bunch of centaurs and got our stuff dug through by a bunch of little tiny cutie fairies. And went to a party. New dude. I want to call him. Nope. I forgot new dude's name. Shoot, I was doing so well on names. I did well on names the whole episode.
Yeah, that's been a pattern.
Yeah, I forgot new dude's name.
Mod.
Yes. Batshit mod, maybe. We went to a party at his house, which was like every storybook fairy party, and it had all these elves, and it had a badger, flock of birds, and we were chatting.
Owls, squirrels, yeah.
The owl, right. We were chatting a bunch of them up to essentially decide what to do next about this book that we are supposed to find, probably.
He thinks it's a book.
Yes. And he has forgotten most of everything, which is the thing that happens here. And ClickClack thinks we're going to die. Yeah. I'm taking feely notes, and ClickClack is taking precise notes.
And over the course of the evening, you met a few folks, and then at the end, the centaurs rejoined the party, and Magorian, the great rotund centaur that was painted like a referee, he lets you know that he was or that he is one of the centaurs that tends the grove that he pointed out, which he realized is exactly like the grove at home.
And I figured out why we were having feelings. Because it's dying, and the grove, meaning essentially the grove at home, was destroyed and is dying, and they said something about an invasion, and we all flipped out and went, no, it couldn't have been invaded now. Realized time works differently, and we might still have a chance to defeat it, whatever the Boronor is bringing is, but we're not going to be able to do that successfully if we don't start moving and get out of here.
By realized, you mean I told you that?
I think it was, well, I recall realizing it and then you saying it, so I'm pretty sure we all figured it out and then you said it.
Sure.
But yes.
Stan might not have figured it out. I mean,
and that's where we cut. Was when that bomb was dropped. One important thing to note: you guys tried several different spells to try and jog Madweight Mod's memory. None of which seemed to work, indicating that either it was something even more powerful than that, or the memory was never there. That's also could be a thing.
He might be looking for a thing that never existed,
or that he's never had information about. You guys have.
He's trying to write the movie of a dream he had.
Right. Well, you guys have sussed out that he's a warlock, and like he's sworn to that thing. Like he's it is something with which he has made a pact. God only knows.
Never do that. It's always a bad idea.
Struana. So anyway,
I mean, you guys are not dead because of it.
As you, the centaurs kind of like see you get a little shell shocked, and he gets just a little uncomfortable. And he's sort of like, "Oh yeah, no, I know you over there. Excuse me, beg your pardon."
Oh, look, an excuse. I'll be right back.
Oh, look, tankard's empty. See you later. It starts passing out the mead. What do you guys do in the immediate aftermath of this?
How do we get to that grove?
The discussion last time was that it was going to be difficult to get there. Was that? There was somewhere we were trying to go and it was going to be difficult to get there.
It was where I thought it was where he thinks the book is, and the only way to get to that market is to get lost, or like we figured.
Right. Okay.
To get lost because
that's currently Plan A.
Yeah, and then we found out that our home might be on fire.
So we want to go learn more about that.
For some of us.
So we get there by going that way where he told us to go, because he told us where it was. It was
you
that
can
way.
see the tree.
Mm-hmm.
And it's clearly above the veil.
So by walking that way, I think.
We'll try that first.
Okay.
I don't
So
expect
just gonna pull an Irish goodbye? Is that like gone?
Well, I mean, and aren't we supposed to do this, like, find this book with Maud? Isn't that, or...
He does seem to, even though his memory doesn't seem to function, he does seem to jog other creatures' memories. So, if nothing else, bringing him along is probably not a bad idea. For that reason, since we don't have a way to, like, just take a picture of him.
Right. Oh.
Of who?
I don't feel like we've gotten any good indications of where else to go.
Right. Take a picture of who?
Maud.
I have a picture.
I was trying. I mean, I know you. That's why I started saying it quietly instead of like actually saying it loudly, because I realized that while I was saying it.
And just as you reference the picture, you realize that the picture you have is not anymore a picture of Maud. Remember, once you removed the curse, his features began to shift, and they have continued to shift. That was not like a one-time thing. Looking at him again now a little later, like, they're even a little different now. It's subtle, but it's happening.
If nothing else to see the outcome of that, we should definitely take him with us. You think we can get him to come?
That would be your department.
Okay, you sound upset about it.
The other features of the veils do seem also, like at the party, do seem a little like, oh my goodness, what's going on? Like, they are a little upset about it.
About him leaving or about his face?
About his appearance shifting wildly. They don't seem to have seen this before. He doesn't seem fazed by it.
What have you done to him? We don't know.
Let's piss off the locals. This is fantastic.
Isn't that comforting?
Did he need one of those curses that we took off of him?
I mean, I hope not. But, that's...
It's just building toward an explosion.
Well, let's, I guess I'm gonna go engage. Are we ready to just leave as soon as we can, y'all?
So, well, if that's the case, Stan is going to be having to go have a conversation with someone else while you're doing that. But you do that first.
It is only my basic understanding of social imperatives that is keeping me from leaving already.
Those are both
ClickClack's already gone in his head.
I like how neither of those were yes, but were both very clear answers. That also meant, yeah, do that. So I'm gonna go
playing these characters a while.
Head up Maud then.
All right. So Stan first. Who are you going to approach?
So I know there were a lot of different people at this party. Were there any of them that seemed more magically inclined and a little more, or more sane than our companion?
Well, I mean, there were various pixies that all are known to have some amount of magic. The Eladrin lady that you were speaking with I mean lady with the capital L. She is Dame. And I mean Dame with a capital D.
How about
as opposed to just being a dame.
Speaking to the Eladrin lady.
Okay.
Good, pleasantries. Good evening and enjoying the party.
Right. It's Trella Goodmane.
That's the name.
It's she is dressed in dark fiery reds and oranges to match her hair, though not her eyebrows, which are simply pale. She's sharp-featured, very athletic. Like she's not. What she's wearing doesn't leave much to the imagination, and what it doesn't leave to the imagination is ripped.
Nice.
So you seem like you know quite a bit about the Feywild.
Well, it's my home.
Yeah. I hear that in such magical places that there is the possibility of granting wishes. Do you know of how such a thing how such a thing can be done in the Feywild?
So really, day one, how do I get a wish? That's what you're starting with. That's your opener.
No,
I've got an idea.
You're a bold guy, Stan. I would usually respect that, but this time it might be bold stupid. Look, only very powerful Fey here in the Feywild would grant such a thing, and none of them are going to do it for free. Now, there might be your odd wizard or some such thing. You could even quest for an item, and just because you're questing for it, the Feywild might suck it out of somewhere and put it along your way. But it would make you work for it. The Feywild wants you to stay, and so it's going to keep your attention.
Well, now the Feywild knows I want a wish, so now it knows how to get my attention.
Once it has it, it won't let it go. You seem easily distracted.
Oh, I wouldn't say that. Moradin guides me.
Ah, I see. Well, you might just make it out. What do you need a wish for? I mean, you have a deity that provides, right?
Well, let's just say it's a last resort, in case, because I don't think other things don't seem to be working out.
Well, if you need to know more, you're going to have to tell me more.
I want to remove the corruption from the city of that Boronor's cursed to cleanse. That's really the best. That's the only way to get rid of him forever.
Yeah, you said a lot of words that I recognize individually, but nothing about how you put them in an order meant anything to me.
Huh. Well, that's a Feywild for you.
Alright, it sounds like it's a material plane problem. I don't know what a Boronor is. So, you're not here on purpose? Is that what you're telling me?
I mean, it's all part of the plan, I'm sure.
Okay, I like your faith. It might not be practical or self-preservation oriented, but
you're adorable.
You keep it up, honey. Tap tap. Mm-hmm. As you're having this conversation, or was there any more you wanted to get out of that? Like, okay, Struana, you were approaching Madweight Mod.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So
He's entertaining Pinecone and Mr. Beaver, Monsieur Beauvoir.
I'm waiting for a break in the conversation to be able to go like, "Hey, Maud, can I have a word?" You know, not doing it
Okay.
rudely.
Pinecone stink eyes you, and like watches you the whole way, like as you guys pulls you aside.
Totally like give him a little heart, like that. Anyway.
It's like, yes. What? How can I help? What? Yes.
So we sort of have a plan to begin looking for the book, but we need you to come with us.
Oh, that's the worst thing you could possibly do. Both of those things, but I'll do them. What's your plan? I'd love to hear it.
We're following the story, and the story is taking us to the Grove next. So we'd love it if you'd come with us.
That doesn't sound anything like a plan. I'm pretty sure I've seen a plan before, and don't think that's it.
Do you have a better one?
And he's gone.
Yeah, I was just hoping. Come on.
What? No? What? Yes. I have many plans. I can't accurately, distinguish the quality. I mean, you have to try them all before you really understand what's the best.
Well then, this is the one that we're going to do. I suspect that once we find the book, you would like it back. So it would be easiest to do that by you coming with us.
Only if it's successful.
Well, can't figure out the success of a thing until you try it, so shall we?
You make no sense at all. Let's go. Wait, I must pack things. Yes.
I'm afraid of that.
Things.
This is gonna be like getting someone who's high on shrooms out of the house. That's what it's gonna be like. Good lord.
So he runs back into the stacks, and you hear rummaging and things, and he calls people to come help him. I'm going on an adventure. Everybody come help. Like he's surrounded by a cloud of pixies, and Sprite is just throwing, safety pins and coins and little bits of trash paper into his knapsack.
I'm trying to see if I have a flask on me somewhere I can take a drink out of. Gotta be something.
ClickClack, you're posted outside, tapping.
I'm a dog wanting to go for a walk. I'm just waiting for people to come with me.
Then you are the first to hear a rhythm in the woods. Just like heavy bass, burlesque drum beat. After which, by the time it sort of fills the space, you see everybody kind of turning and looking, and one of the trees starts to glow a little in the twilight, and from it erupts 4 pixies with long trumpets, that with little acorn cap mutes, that lay out a burlesque brass fanfare. And from behind the tree, as that comes out, everybody in the area kneels. And they're all down. You see Magorian is just like horse legs trying to kneel, and he's fat and can't.
This is definitely a win in Rome, so yeah.
I let out the heaviest sigh a gnome can manage. And Lovelace and myself, while mounted, both bow. While bowed, I'm still watching for my party so we can fucking leave.
Dan will also kneel.
Magorian Madweight Mod like runs out up to the front. He's got like 2 backpacks on and a fanny pack, and 10 pixies are holding like little bits of things and like a handkerchief that 2 of them are flying backwards, still trying to get him packed up. And then they all just like all at once, take a knee. And from behind the tree emerges a very, very round figure doing the ba-dump to the beat. Ba-dump, bump, ba-dump. And just all curves, like nut brown skin, with just like a little bit of variation as it goes through, kind of earthy tones with just some little mossy bits, yellow moss covering the essentials, shall we call them, and bumblebee wings folded at her back. Clearly a fae. Like, if ever there was a fairy, this was a fairy. There's no checks you need to make for that. She says, thank you, everybody. Oh, Magorian, stand up. She looks immediately over to Maud and said, who is responsible for this?
For Maud?
Like,
I don't understand what she's asking.
He's talking about his face.
Oh.
Me? That was me.
Oh, not you, honey. You! Well, that was way easier than I thought it was going to be. You, get over here. Come back. Maud, come here, phone. Come here, honey. You got it. This is okay. She like pulls him off to one side and like pulls you, and you see a dressing down in her eyes. Like she is ready to give it to you in both barrels. Like, I don't know if you've seen what we'll call a full-figured jazz woman, jazz singer, ready to just lay into someone.
So it's Divine meets Oogie Boogie?
A little like that. Like, I
was thinking Queen Latifah in Chicago.
I was thinking Leslie Davis as Ella Fitzgerald. Leslie Jones from Saturday Night Live. That was in Ghostbusters. I forget.
Leslie Jones.
So very big, brash personality, and everybody stood, like the whole party is now tittering about Stan. She calls you forward, and you see Trella Goodman coming around and coming up to her side, like it's just the place that she goes. Pinecone goes and flutters off to the other side. Explain yourself. Why would you
start
do this?
Making my way up to Stan next to Stan.
Why did you curse him? That's all I did was remove curse. I'm a paladin. It's what I do. He asked us to assist him in finding a book
in my own domain.
Well.
What did I didn't hear what those words were.
Are you questioning me in my own domain? Perhaps a little too loud on my mic for this character. Back a bit.
Too much attitude for the mic.
Right, too much tude for the studio.
So
obvious why I put him like so? Because now you've removed my curse. And look at him. He's hideous. I'm sorry, but you are. Maud's like, okay. Seems to take criticism pretty well.
Let me know once I actually get up next to Stan.
I'm pretty sure he lacks the social awareness to be offended.
Yeah.
He asked us to help him find a book. I'm sorry if that... We were trying to help him remember. I'm sorry if that messed up what you had going for him. I think we need to find that book, but I don't know where to start. Do you know?
Wait, you mean Maud actually asked you to help him on his little journey thing?
Yeah.
Well, I just figured you were refugees.
Well, I'm not really sure what we are. I don't, but we're here, and I think this is the quest we need to be on.
So your Maud's finally seekers or something, yeah?
Am I up there?
Well, all right then. If Maud forgives you, he looks at her, or she looks at him. He just kind of looks confusedly back at her like, do you forgive them? Yeah.
This time.
Forgiveness is cheap. And she's like, all right, well, don't do it again. It bothers everybody around him. And she like gives him a little like pat on the top of the head, and you see that like pixie dust fairy glamour begins to shimmer down, and once again he takes on the visage that you recognized. You see, I just make him look like his soul looks.
Old and crazy.
Well, you know, he's an old soul that's totally crazy. He's completely bonkers, but he's got a sweetheart and a good soul, and he seems to be on a quest, and well, that's what I do.
So you don't
Apparently
know.
I've talked to her by now.
So you don't know about how anything about his quest?
Oh, I know he hasn't gotten very far. And I do know that, well, it's out there somewhere.
What is it?
It's less of an object than an idea, you know?
I've got ideas in my head. Those work.
I can feel ClickClack being frustrated. I can feel it happening.
You don't know how, but there's gears grinding.
Start. There was a world before this world, and it knew everything. And it got condensed into something like a book, probably in a way we don't even understand. If you want a tip, you might hunt down a Lachey in the Feywild. I bet you I can put you on the trail of one if you need an adventure. But anyway, this thing seems to hold all knowledge. That makes perfect sense to me. And he's looking for it. So much so that it draws his pact from it. Not like you, sweetheart. I see that in your eye. Who you dallying with? Who'd you make a deal?
I'm so bad at not answering direct questions. I have to figure out a way around that. Like, this isn't their realm. Pretty sure Pinecone knows.
Well, and I'll ask him later.
Can you
Can
you help us get to the grove?
Why do you want to get there? I mean, it depends.
We have to continue the story. That seems to be the next best place to go in the story. So that's where we're going. We've asked Maud to join us, and he was packing, because he seems to jog other people's memories.
Okay. So y'all think you're in a story, and you seem
don't.
to know the next step.
We seem to have the next direction. I don't know that we know the next step. That might be.
Well, this is my veil. All of it. So I could get you there. Or I could make sure you don't get there. I mean, either way is a good story, right?
I definitely prefer the getting there to stories, depending on where we get to.
And I prefer direct, honest communication to all this body dancing around. So, what you doing in my veil?
No idea. It's literally where we landed.
She's inciting hard.
Yeah, I was like, what are we doing here? I don't know what we're doing at this location.
Yeah.
No clue. Don't know. But it seems to be where we are, so we're just going to try and follow the story till it makes some... till there's something we can do to get us back.
As soon as she reacts to her insight check, I have a response, but I want to let that happen first.
So did you make a deception?
Doot. But I don't actually know. I don't need to. Like, I don't actually know what we're doing in this location.
Your patron sent you, and you know that. But your commitment to that very, very slim notion that this other interpretation could be committed to, that's what makes a deception check.
23.
That's not bad. She also got a 23.
What do we do then?
So it's a tie. So she doesn't really know what's up. You don't really know if she caught you. Like,
I didn't realize there were ties in D&D.
But there's also not exactly. I mean, if tie goes to the defender, then the aggressive action is lie. That is the attack.
Yeah. So she would have won that.
Provokes the roll. So all right. So you gave it a good fib, and she gives you a poker face, kind of a Cheshire smile.
I look her dead in the eye, goggles up, and say, I want to get to the grove because my grove is on fire, and I think it's how I get there to help.
Oh, you're from the other side of the cypress. Oh, see? And she looks at you. Honesty really is the best policy, she says to Struana. And like, well, Megorian can get you there. I mean, he tends the grove himself. He'll get you through all the shortcuts. But I mean, that on its own isn't gonna earn you a chrysanthemum. If anybody would like to make a history check or Arcana.
I'm gonna do that. 19.
Stan does not.
Hang on. I'm trying level 20 again.
Well, 19 will already get you
With Arcana.
Yeah. The blue chrysanthemum is how Fae mark people that are cool. That are like, don't screw with these guys. Like, if you see a chrysanthemum, other Fae know that you've been helpful and cool to some other Fae.
You're Twitter verified.
Yeah, exactly. You've got some thumbs up. You've got some rep. You've helped a fairy in need or something. But if you're willing to take the risks, that's fine.
Do we need one to get across?
Only if you're no good at adventuring. There's plenty of dangers in the Vale. Some of them, more dangerous than others.
How do we get one? How do we earn one?
Might be a lot of ways. I could offer a quest. I definitely have chores that need done.
So you're the library.
Everyone's the freaking library.
I am Baronetess Beatrix Merriward, in case nobody told you on your arrival.
Nobody did, so thank you.
I'm still maintaining eye contact,
Hold up.
but I write that
Whole
down.
party under the bus.
Okay.
So
What?
if we did this quest, what would the reward be? I wasn't clear on that. Passage?
Flower that says to Fae that we're cool, so they don't mess with us as we try to get to the grove and cross back over.
Indeed. You like this arrangement? It looks like your game.
Yeah.
Are we just awkwardly looking at each other? I think we're awkwardly looking at each other, waiting for someone to have a better idea.
Oh no, I'm still maintaining eye contact with her.
Okay.
Okay.
I
None
have
of us
not
have a
looked
better
away
idea.
since I told her what was going on. What do you want us to do?
You will deliver a message for me.
Literally a verbal message?
Oh, I will give you a thing, a token of my esteem for... Let's go somewhere private, shall we?
I'm just following her.
Yeah.
All right. It doesn't take you very long to get into a secluded glade in the woods, like truly secluded. Like you don't see movements of pixies or anything. It's the quietest that the Feywild has been since you've been in it. She kind of looks over both shoulders. First off, you are sworn to secrecy. Yeah?
Yes.
All agree? All right. Most people around here know that I don't do much at court for the last while. But most people don't know why. You see, and she takes, like, again, like the burlesque pose, there was a scandal. I have taken up with an Unseelie gentleman. And you will wander over the river into the marsh, brave all the dangers there and back, and give him... And from nowhere, she's not even wearing one, she pulls out a brassiere.
I take it.
He'll know all about what it means. I mean, I hope.
How tall is
So
she?
She's like 6.5 feet. Like she's proportioned in like as like she's not absurdly large or anything. She's still, you know, voluptuous, but just very tall. She didn't seem that tall when she walked into the party.
So
I
we're
think
going
I-
to the Unseelie court to bring someone bra.
A token.
Of course.
Token.
That's not bad, actually. That might be where I can find my job.
Is it magical?
A magic bra?
Yeah.
This is a magical
wondrous item.
brassiere.
Doesn't like sparkle or glow or anything. More than anything
Really?
else, it's extra vibrant in the Feywild. I mean,
Are
if
you
you'd like me
seriously
to
telling me
describe
there's...
it in detail, I guess I can go there, but
Are you really telling me there's no, like, glitter, rhinestones, or sequin-like things on that? Are you seriously saying that?
I didn't mean it was like snapping off sparkles or glowing with an aura.
It's a +2 to charisma.
Aren't they all good braziers are?
Right.
Whether or not
I
do them.
I do use detect magic though. I'm curious.
It is not.
Okay.
It's not magical.
So
It does smell like floral and musky. It's a sensual scent.
So
Evocative.
now, can you give us some description of how we will know this person? Fae? What's the gender neutral for Fae? Is it just Fae?
Yeah.
This time.
I didn't know that till just now. How will we find him? Like, name, anything?
Huge penis.
Not gonna help me.
A
That's what you
darkling.
think.
What's
Have
the
you ever heard such a thing?
Have I ever heard of a darkling? Was that the question?
Yeah.
Yeah, we made friends with one once.
Oh, so you know how dashing they can be.
I do a quick sketch of the one we met.
Yeah,
And
what was your darkling's name as he does that?
Unseelie.
Put a name down.
Oh, well, that's why we're here then, I guess. Because you were going to get us to meet Unseelie. Thank you.
You have a strange sense of how things work.
How? So,
Struana, you're kind of creeping me out right now.
Well, if you've met him, hands off he's mine. And then it'll be easy for you to find him.
Does he look similar to this?
Oh, that's my boy. Oh, couldn't you just eat him up?
No. And
Like
I put
a
the
noodle.
tab.
but I'm happy to because we owe him one too.
Oh,
He helped us out in a difficult time.
he didn't mention you.
Merely,
Touch him. He's all mine.
absolutely.
When we finish
Merely-
the task, do we need to come back to you, or will you know we've accomplished it?
Do report back. Maybe he'll send a little something back. Mm.
And then you'll get us to the grove.
Then you'll be granted your flower.
Which will essentially get everything we need to get to the grove. So, more than just a go that direction, can you give us improved directions to make sure that we are able to get there
Well,
and get there?
maps in the Feywild are untrustworthy at best, right?
Yeah.
So you've been here before, right?
Mm.
No. Oh, this is cute.
People keep saying that.
You will cross the river and head into the marshes. There will be a tall, tall tower in a marsh filled with despair. And there at the heart you will find my dark love.
The heart of the tower?
Yes.
Okay. By the way, I took the bra when she handed it over and folded it in half, and now it's draped over my pack like a raft on a hatchback.
Right, yeah, even folded in half and wrapped, you could still use it as a shield.
Mm-hmm.
It's still...
Or a boat. Sidecar boat.
If I put it in my bag of
It's not
holding,
waterproof. I'm just
A
going to let
hammock.
you know. Like, I didn't say all the details, but it's definitely not waterproof.
I can make it roof.
do you
Good hammock. Better hammock. Hammock.
Twin hammocks.
Yeah.
Maybe a porch swing.
Ballista.
So this is Ursula near the end of The Little Mermaid.
yeah, we're...
Well, she's 6 feet tall, and I'm like 2 feet, so it's just a relative thing.
Yeah,
So-
I know. I'm enjoying this anyway.
I would say to hurry along, but you think you're going to get back in time to save something in the material plane, right?
Yeah.
That's the hope.
Oh. Well, I hope you're right. It doesn't usually work like that.
I assume someone of your station has obligations,
Mm-hmm.
as do I.
All right. Good luck. Bye now. That just fades away.
Did she point us in a direction?
She pointed towards the river. There's a river that kind of forms the boundary of the Vale.
I'm already walking.
All right.
Yeah. Let's go.
I guess we're not taking anyone from the party then.
If you want to, you have to remind me of that.
Do we want? Yeah. ClickClack. Is there other companions here that we could take with us?
Did we leave anything
Where's
behind? I don't think we
Where's
did.
Maud?
I don't think we're taking Maud. I think that's no longer the story. He was the beginning of the story. Now we found the next step.
Okay.
I have been worried about Unvila. I will be happy to see him.
Mm-hmm.
Are we going or not?
We're off to see them. Never. Yes.
Does the we could ask the I don't know, the Eladrin. Okay, I guess we don't need a companion necessarily, but
Who knows? We might gather one along the way.
It might not be stupid to have a guide. I'll just give you that GM little gimme. Drop that there. Like have a native of some. I mean, there's a lot of ways with the Feywild can get you.
so it was what was it? Trollin. I don't know if that was. I must have written that down wrong. Goodmane.
Fella.
Trella.
They see me trolling. They hate him.
Well, I didn't meet anyone at the party that I would suggest taking with us. So, Stan, if you think
I didn't meet
that-
at the party.
you met an owl, you met an owl.
Oh, yeah. He was not
Right.
talkative. He's my best friend.
You don't have to be talkative, but if he can fly, maybe should we go back and see if someone is interested in coming with us, just so that we have someone with us?
I'll talk to
Who's
Trella.
here?
If
I
I'll talk
weirdly
to
will
Trella.
not be talking to anybody, weirdly enough. But I'll be there, I guess.
Do you want me to try to talk to the owl?
Do remember that it was suggested that this all be in the strictest of confidence.
Oh.
So I don't know how you're going to navigate both of those things. So
Someone mention that so we can think of it.
Also, we can't actually, say where we're going, which is going to be interesting. We're going on an adventure. Does anyone want to come? We decided to go this way.
I thought we could say where we were going, just not the purpose.
I'm not sure we can say either because she was unclear, just that we have to hold it in confidence. We've
Well, then,
decided to go to the marshes. Would anyone like to come along?
All right.
For what reason? Seems like a good idea. Everything else here is crazy.
We have
This
a quest.
This is Mad Tea Party because that's where the quest goes. Just act like Maud for 2 seconds. You'll be fine.
right. Yeah,
so is that your lead in?
Yes.
Okay.
Trella, we have an adventure that is taking us to the marshes, and we could use a local guide. What say you?
So you're gonna die without me.
Well, I'd appreciate the opportunity not to do so.
You see, like, you hear a little, like, tinkling of bells just over her shoulder, and she looks over to one side and looks back. Pinecone says you have to take him too.
I was gonna talk to Pinecone, I just realized, so that works out beautifully.
Pinecone is?
Little fairy, unlike me, likes you guys.
Oh, is he the one that, like, quality checked everybody? That guy. Armored little fairy dude. Right. Yeah, we're cool.
Yeah. Yeah, Pinecone is welcome as well on this adventure.
Well, all right. What do we do?
Then I'm just...
We are headed on our quest.
Huzzah.
And we don't know much, but we know we need to go to the marshes.
Every time Stan
I was definitely going to say something about that first part. Why are we headed to the marshes?
Every time Stan says something about quest, I'm going to make a ridiculous gesticulation. Just, if I'm not doing it, I'm doing it in character.
Right, are you just exploring? Am I keeping a bunch of tourists alive? Is that what's happening here?
We'll know when we get there because it's part of our quest and it's what we need to be doing in our story. He's trying to it's like how would Struana say it? I mean, what were you going to be doing anyway, right? Help us out.
Equal share of all the loot.
Okay.
I don't know what you're up to, but I bet there's gold in it.
Only if yes, excluding MacGuffins and
I accept your deal.
Wait, is Pinecone also getting a share here? Or was it just you? That you were
Pinecone appears on her shoulder and is just like
all right. Then off we go.
All right. So, any other preparations before you head out of the party? Any other? You're not taking Monsieur Beauvoir, not get any centaurs. All right. So as you start walking down the path, you are joined by a unicorn, on which Trella Goodmane leaps, gives him a pat.
That's lovely.
He's a good friend.
You're lovely.
Don't push it. Let's keep this business.
Thanks, I'm seeing someone.
Feywild is not asexual enough for me.
Diamond, that needs to be a t-shirt.
I got cardboard and spray paint. We can make that happen.
If only just for you.
Right. So, well, speaking of sexuality in the Feywild, as you're headed down the path, you realize that you're coming back upon that tournament, and you realize a whole chunk of that was clearly a mating ritual because several hours and tankers of mead on, there's a lot of little private parties going on. They're basically in full public view. It's just
private.
Well, less part of the crowd. We'll put it that way. She suggests that we, Trella's like, we should probably go the long way. They can be a little aggressive after the game. Of course, the woods aren't safe either.
I don't mind the woods.
All right. Well, into the woods we go. Are you all mounted, by the way? Right. ClickClack and Lovelace, of course, are. I'm
going to summon my steed.
Okay.
And Struana can jog.
Struana, you got
Apparently, I got nothing.
You can ride on my horse as well.
Oh right, we did that before.
Right.
This is like when we first met, Stan. Equally as confusing also as to why we're doing the thing. Actually, I think I have a better understanding about why we're doing the thing now than when we first met. Also, I like your elk.
Thank you. He's a good elk.
So as you trot off into the woods, into what is most certainly imminent peril, we will pan the camera back and take a little break. Thanks everybody for joining us. If you like what you see, hit like. If you want to see more, hit subscribe. And if you want it to get better, we have a Patreon. We can continue to improve our quality. Until then, have a good game.